Good morning, Botaji to the bank. How are you? Hope you're well. Sloan and Gafana Claire. Each morning I have decided at 6:30. It's 6:30 right now. Look how beautiful the view is. Amazing. I have decided I want to go for a brisk walk or run. It will be a run. Currently it's a brisk walk. But I want to start getting a little bit fitter because I've been in an apartment for 3 months now. So it is time for me to stretch my legs and to get a bit of exercise. So we're getting my workout gear today, my weights and all of that sort of stuff, but we don't have it at the moment. So I'm just, each morning I'm going to walk up. There's a hill just here, which is just by the property. That doesn't belong to us, but I'm sure it's fine for me to walk up it. I'm going to walk up it and then I'm going to continue back down and walk all the way down to our gates. And just a brisk walk in the morning, and then it will eventually turn into a jog and then a run, depending on how fit I get. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. And it's just such a gorgeous morning. It's cold, brisk, but at the same time beautiful. So I'm at the top of the hill and I'm already out of breath. There's the house. And there's actually a pathway or a little road walkway down that way. So I'm going to go down there. I don't know if you can see these little houses or little huts there, or beehives. They're all over the hills here, which is obviously such a good idea because you make beautiful honey from all the wild lavender around. How beautiful is that? So last night, before we went to bed, Fabio heard snorting, and not like somebody in a loose snorting cocaine snorting, but snorting. Funny that that's the first thing that went into my mind. Snorting as in a wild boar. So they were obviously out in force last night around our property, which is something I really want to film. So I think we're going to get one of those 24-hour cameras or stop motion cameras or something, and put them in the places where the wild boar are, so we can capture them at night time. But during certain periods of time here, people go hunting for them. The locals go hunting for them and they ask permission to be on our land. And if they kill one on our land, they come and they give us part of the boar carcass, like the meat from the boar carcass, which I don't know if you've ever eaten wild boar. It's absolutely delicious. Look how out of breath I am. I've only just walked around the bloody property. And now we're coming up, I'll show you now. That's our gate, just there. So I've just walked around, sort of like a hill all around, up here, back down here and around here. So it's like just a circle of the property. And it's the back of our house, just up there. Oh my God. Just running to the top of the hill and look at me in a bit. I need more exercise. There's the house. We're at the other side of the property now. So So I'm going to bring you down to basically our property limits. So that's the gate that you enter into our property, and now from there to here, walkway down to the river. So all of this land is ours. Now I'm going to have to get us streamers and keep this passable with the streamers, although it's fine here, but when we get down below it, it gets quite thick. But so there are eucalyptus trees there, and it goes all the way down to here. There's a river at the end of this walkway here, and there's loads and loads of these trees here. These trees here are called madroño trees, and they're like wild berries, wild strawberries. And apparently if you eat the wild strawberries or madroño strawberries raw, like, you know, off the tree, and you eat about 6 of them, they can give you a little bit of an alcoholic high. So I'll show you them. Here they are. I think these are madroño bushes. I'm not quite sure. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments. I'm not a gardener. I think they might be just rose bushes or some wild rose bushes or something. I'm not quite sure. But they're here. These, I think, are the madroño bushes. So they end up with loads of fruit on them. Yeah, there's berries coming out in them now. Beautiful wildflowers everywhere. And apparently, once you pick them, I think I probably said this, but I'm saying it again, you can bring the berries to a certain person who lives nearby, and he's a farmer dude, and he makes madroño, which is it's very, very strong. So in Ireland it would be the equivalent of poachine. And he makes it, and you get bottles of it. He keeps some of it, I think, and you get the rest of it. So we've got bottles of it up above that Christina and Jose left for us. So it's very strong, but very nice. But you wouldn't want to drink a lot of it. So that's part of the perks of living here in the Algarve hills and country. There's also like the olive trees. We've loads of olive trees here on the property, and once we pick those olives, and we can drop them in to the municipality in Messina, and we have to find out where it's done. I think it probably is in the farmers market, but you can give your olives to be pressed, and then you're given, I don't know, probably the equivalent of weight in olive oil back. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's basically my gifts for Christmas. Here, have our olive oil that we make on our property. Yeah, that's sort of cool. Right, so we're at the end of our walkway. So this pathway goes down all the way down there, and that goes right up to the end of the hill. That's where all of this is ours. And then this way here, which I'm going to go, this goes down to the river. There's a river just here. Actually, you have to go around that way. But anyway, I'm not going to go down there. It's too overgrown, and I don't want little fucking, ticks all over me. So this, you see that little sort of construction there? That is the water that comes up to our house. I don't know if I'm showing you that properly. I think that's it, yeah. So there, that comes up to the house, and that's the water we get for our taps, our drinking water. Well, you don't drink it, we drink bottled water, but we're going to buy filter thingamajig because of the plastics of the bottles. But that's where our water comes from for the house, and it goes all the way up the mountain, up to the very top. There it is there. And that goes all the way up to the mountain, up to here, where there are filters and so on for our house. And and there's a river. You can't see it because it's so overgrown, but there's actually a river behind that wood just down below. So this is part of my job when we settle in and everything's settled in the house. I'm going to come down here with my strimmers, which Jose left behind. It's an industrial strimmers, and I'm going to clear a pathway through here and then along there, and then also maybe clear a pathway to the river, so we can have a nice area to come down to. And I also want it to be clear because long grass ticks are in for the dogs, so I just want to limit the amount of ticks they get, which I'm sure they're going to get lots. And when I get up to the top here now, I have to check myself and see that I don't have any ticks on me, because they're little tiny little spidery things that just look like spiders, and then they attach themselves to your leg and start sucking your blood. But you can also get Lyme disease and things like that, so I'm going to have to check my feet the minute I get up, take my runners off and check them. But I'm also going to briskly walk up here as part of my exercise. I'm not sure if I filmed this, but that's the gazebo now, with the table underneath it and the screws put in, so it feels really stable. But it's beautiful now, but I suppose the test of it will be when it's very windy here, if it blows away. And there's the other one there. So today we have the electricians coming to rewire the house. There's loads of stuff we want moved and all of that. So, there, I don't know if you can see it. There's the other. They look really, really lovely. Hopefully they stay. How beautiful the day is. That's just like, it's like something out of, I don't know, Anne of Green Gables or something, or Tess of the D'Urbervilles. It's so beautiful here. I'm so happy I live here now. And the vine on top here keeps on getting longer and longer. So apparently, Jose said it covers the whole of this, which would be amazing, and loads of grapes grow in it. But you have to fight the birds apparently. And the olive tree in the centre, which is obviously here for hundreds of years, is getting very tall. So I have to cut that back. There's a long ladder and a scary looking sort of saw thingamajig. The fact that I call it a thingamajig probably isn't very good, but I have to cut that back. So you can probably hear work going on. The builders are here and the electrician is here. They're starting on the new bedroom, which was the workroom. So they're getting started on that. That's just how beautiful is that archway. The fucking tedious thing I've ever done in my life. Huh? Open these stupid things.
What are they? Glasses?
I just completely wrap them way too well. Like.
Well, that's it, to preserve them. So be careful not to break them.
Fucking mind on me. Sure, it's all go here in Casa Boylan. The alarm dudes have now turned up. We've oh, a nice itchy back. He's hiding away from all the noise. He's still a bit freaked out. And then we have Linus fast asleep here in the chair. He couldn't care less. What is he talking about, Father? He looks exactly the same. I want to go for a swim. It's very loud. Oh, fab, look at that. He's done so much. Jesus. And the only reason we're doing this is so we have two lights coming beside our side table. So currently at the moment we have all of the builders in doing everything. We also have the people doing the alarm system for us as well here. And we're having a real terrible trouble with. Tomorrow we're supposed to be getting solar panels put in that will give electricity to our house. But the problem is that, as I said to you earlier on, we have two pylons just outside our house, and one of them is belonged to us and the other one isn't. The other one is belonged to the state or whatever. But we're trying to, they won't transfer our electricity bill into our names because of the second electricity thingamajig pylon, which means that we can't put up the solar panels. There would be no point in putting them up because we wouldn't be able to use them. So basically we've been ringing, well, when I say we, Fabio has been ringing like mad. The Frigazia, bloody electricity companies, everything, the engineer who's putting in the things for us tomorrow, see what he can do. So he's been ringing and ringing and ringing, and people have just been going, there's nothing we can do, nothing we can do, nothing we can do. It's just pure bureaucracy. So I think he may have gotten somewhere with it now, and I'll tell you about it in a minute, but it's just fucking nuts. It's like two pylons right beside each other, and just because one is outside of our area, we can't get electricity for it, and we can't change it into our name even though it's there for us. Ridiculous. So this is rubbish stuff that we're getting rid of. It's just piling up. So we're going to rent a van again and bring it to the proper dump so it gets recycled. And we found these in the room downstairs, in the blue doored room, and they're lovely but they're filthy, so we're going to bring them now and wash them in one of the big washing machines that you have all over the Algarve, which are, beside Aldi or whatever, and they're washing machines and dryers, and you can put, duvets in them and all that sort of thing. And it's looking like we've asked the builders about this room down here. Fabio's been worried about, we'd love to turn it into a bedroom because it's beautiful. It'd be such a gorgeous looking room. And it's right beside the big huge olive tree. So we've asked the builders about this dampness, and they said they could absolutely look after that. And it's plumbed in already for a little shower room or a bathroom, and then there's another little room in here which we could actually have the toilet, and then we would think about maybe taking out putting a window in here so you have the view. But it's just a great little room, really, really nice. It's got these weird hatches up here, which is for storage. But they said that they could totally put a permeation thingamajig, I have no idea, to dry that out, and then they can put a sealant on it that will keep the wall from being in any way damp. We won't be able to afford to do that now, but it's something to work for. Hi, baby. He's okay now, but he's been running around like a mad thing. We also have all of these tiles and everything that were left behind. And these tiles also, which I have a feeling they were probably going to, tile out here or something like that. But we can definitely maybe use them for something. There's a shower there. Does it actually work? No. Oh, it does. Yucky water comes out. So all of this is done in a day compared to what it was like. Boataji. It is the evening time now. It is 6 o'clock, I think. And we've been out doing bits and bobs for the house. I have, oh my God, I have really hurt my side. I think I've bruised a rib or something like that. I picked something up yesterday and it's really sore. So yeah, so sore rib. So I'm a bit grumpy. And the dogs are wrecking our heads. Theo still doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And then Linus is just pissing fucking everywhere, which is driving us about mad. But on the plus side, they've done loads of work. I just showed you the garage that was, which is now an office and bedroom. And we are getting the floor put in tomorrow in there, and it'll be painted and it'll be ready just for a bed and so on to go in. So I think it's going to be the nicest room in the house. And then I'll show you what's going on in our bedroom, which we have to sleep in tonight. So this is the spare room, or the other guest room. So there's that's taken all day to do. So these are going to be new fixtures for, plugs, and you can put your iPad connection in. And then up here there's going to be lights coming from the ceiling. There.
O piso radiante de aquecimento radiante.
Talking to his mum. And the same in our room, so same sort of deal is happening here. And that's our bed, and that's where we have to sleep tonight. Stage of the place, but anyway. And these are all the boxes that are still left, pretty much all objet and books and bathroom crap and glasses and, shit that you accumulate over years that you wish you didn't have when you're in a situation like this. Same with the plants. And anyone want two mattresses, please give me a call. You have to come up and collect them free of charge, of course. But yeah, so that's where we are. And then the kitchen is just a bomb site again. All our glasses, just lots and lots of glasses. They were given to us as a gift on our wedding. I have absolutely no idea who the hell gave them to us, but thank you very much. We did come in handy for the odd wine evening. So yeah, this is the state of play. Oh, and look, that is a mango that I grew from seed. Looks a bit unhappy now, I think I better water it. But that's the lovely house, the filth. So I've been weeding today, just getting rid of all of these. I'm going to replant some of these out around the compound. I'm going to plant these. They grow like mad, and they fill in big gaps. But I've just been, weeding and watering and getting the plants ready for the summer. These are all going to be moved around. This is our peach tree, which I'm surprised is actually grown. It hasn't really grown. There's loads of dead wood that had to be cut off, but I don't know where it's been stored for the last 3 months. But I mean, look, it has some peaches on it. And this is our little, this is our lemon tree, and that looks a bit worse for wear, but at least now it's here and it's going to be looked after. So there. How are Fabi and I getting on? Tell you one thing, a test of a good marriage is whether or not you make it through moving house and then furnishing the house. And I have to say, he's played a blinder today. He's been on the phone literally non-stop all day long, talking to these, bureaucrats in the electricity board and in the frigazia and everything to try and get it all organised. That thing I told you about, the pylons. We think we may have it organised. When I say me, I mean we, I mean him. He's done a fantastic job. He's been literally on the blower all day. So his head's wrecked. And then my head's a bit wrecked because I'm in pain. But there you go. So as I said, if you can get through moving house, dealing with builders, living in a house while it's getting rebuilt and so on, you can pretty much deal with anything, I think. Have any of you had any of the same experiences with your partners? I'd love to know. But yeah, so until tomorrow, I guess. I'm gonna have a cup of tea, cup of berries. Nice cup of cha, cup of berries. I'll do a video.
Okay, but I'll be speaking Portuguese, so
Yeah, turn on the lights. Oh, you can't turn that on here.
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.